it's my personal opinion that Australia had no large quantities of fruit at all naturally here.
Right.
We import all the fruit from other countries.
Right.
We've made it very big for weight-wise, filled it full of water, and put people onto a diet that says fruit's good for you.
Yes.
Now naturally, in the wild, fruit was small, very, very small, to be spread by birds and primates.
Right.
And now, for a large person like me to climb a tree and outrun or out-grab a primate or a bird who lives in the trees, it's all virtually impossible for me to get fruit. Now, if you look at watermelons, I've had a watermelon in my hand. They're now 26 kilos. Now, what's the word at the front of watermelon? Watermelon, right? They're full of water. Now, you charge a person a lot more for something for water, which they are now, they're giant, 26 kilos. So what happens is, they're charging you for water, not nutritional content of the food. Now, if you ate the food or fruit correctly, you'd eat the skin, and the seeds, and the fruit. But what we're doing is only eating the sweet part of the fruit and chucking away everything else. By eating the sour part, which is very high in chlorophyll, watermelon, and the seeds, you counteract the sweet part. So people don't crave the sugars. But by only eating the sweet part of the fruit, people eat all the time fruit. Instead of getting the balance of the skin, the seeds, and the fruit, which gets you the whole balance and not the sweet part of it.
So you should eat it whole.
Eat the whole fruit. You don't see any animal in nature pull out the seeds, pull out the core, and peel it, and then eat the fruit.
Except the monkeys, they peel the bananas peel.
Yeah, that's one fruit.
All right.
Every other fruit in nature, the animals eat the whole thing, including horses. You don't see a horse go, look, and peel off the thing and stick the seed. They don't do it. They eat the whole thing. And what's happened is that people are now believing that it's okay to chuck away the core and chuck away the skin and eat the sweet part of fruit. Fructose malabsorption is chronic, absolutely chronic in society now.
So don't eat
these guys,
fruit.
these bloated stomachs, huge bloated stomachs, and they're walking around because they're fermenting things all the time. And it's not because they're obese or fat. They've got muscly arms and muscly legs, and they've got this bloated stomach, which you can actually poke in the stomach, and it's hard. Now, if a person's obese or fat, you can't grab it, or you can grab it. But if you can't grab a person's bloated stomach, or a stomach, they're bloated. We've got guys that can balance a packet of cigarettes on their stomach. It's perfectly out like that. And that is because they've got massive fermentation going on. They're bloated from their digestive system, full of sugars and acids and fungus and parasites and all the other stuff that they're eating.
Eat fruit whole or don't eat it all,
well, just cut down on your fruit. There's no native fruits in Australia that we're eating. We're all eating introduced fruits. I mean, the Kooris had to spend, the native original culture of Australia, which is 75,000 years old, had to spend 2.5 hours digging up sugar pot ants or honey pot ants. 2.5 hours to get 20 or 30 ants. So, you know, the whole tribe sitting there digging for hours to get these little things about this big.
There's native fruits though.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's all, then it becomes an ego trip, and once it's an ego trip, then the whole thing starts to fall apart because, oh, what's Pete cooking today?
You mean like Jeremy Oliver?
Yeah. Jeremy Oliver now, he's a nice young bloke, but he still cooks chips, and he still uses sugar. I mean, he's fat now. He's quite...
Yes.
I heard this restaurant got sabotaged.
Yeah, well, the big thing is that you don't use sugar in anything. You can get, look, which you'll see in a chocolate we make.
Chocolate.
There's no sugar in it. Yeah, we make chocolate now anyway. Let's start off with coconut oil. Coconut oil. This is going to make about 30. So it's going to make about 30 chocolate balls or a big cake. Whatever.
So that's about 2 cups, 3 cups.
Oh, probably 2 or 3 cups, yeah. So that's, everybody taste that? You can taste that? That's it's coconut butter. It's really what it was.
Look at that. It's like they make white chocolate out of it.
Yeah. Now they use white chocolate, they don't use that for white chocolate, they use the bleach stuff.
Oh my, yummy. It's really good. White chocolate, like Milky Way without the sugar.
It's cocoa nut butter. C-O-C-O-A. Cocoa or cocoa. So you get this going first, you sort of melt it down a bit. Mix coconut oil, looks like cream. And now I'm going to let you taste this as we go through to show you how to make it, see how easy it is to make. Now the massive processing that goes on in factories, when you can make this stuff yourself, and it's far better.
I guess people got to make a living, don't they? Everyone's trying to pay their rent and put their kids
but the
through
big
school.
thing, if everybody starts working as a community, gets the community going, and everybody revolves around, you know, really.
Everyone can't do everything.
Yeah. No.
Somebody makes the chocolate, somebody makes good, somebody grows the food, and you get away from this mass production of food, and you get native crops going. That to me is so important to grow the native crops of each country, because you don't have the
Equal parts there.
about half of what the coconut was.
This is Pete's startup operation here. Fledgling coconut organic raw food little empire here. Actually, he would call it a community facility. What are we doing? This is the cacao with the coconut oil mixed together. It's like whipped cream.
Yeah, it's like cream. So you can use it as a cream, okay? Instead of animal products. Animal products are a lot more dangerous because they haven't got the ability to be stable. Because, you know, they're obviously from animals.
Now
not dangerous, we should clarify that. Not dangerous, but a lot less so. Not dangerous.
Normally you use currants, you said.
Yeah, I normally use currants. I'm using raisins today because there's no currants currently available. Currently, there's no currants available currently.
So these are high glycemic index.
Yeah, they're not too bad. They're lower than sultanas.
That's about 2.
Yeah. But again, you do it for the flavour. See the colour? That's what you get when that's dried out. And that's the chocolate mousse that you're going to get. It's a chocolate two-tone raw cake. And that's obviously going to be later on. That's the mud cake with beet pollen. How easy was that?
Just white chocolate and add blackstrap molasses.
If you want to put blackstrap molasses in.
How would you make that into a cake though?
Just pour it into a mould.
And put it in the fridge.
Freezer.
Fridge.
Freezer, not cook.
Freezer.
Okay.
No cooking. Freezer.
Freezer.
Yeah.
Not fridge.
Or you can put it in the freezer, it's going to take longer to set. So you put it in the freezer and it'll set quicker. So that's a white chocolate. Like I've shown you the white chocolate, how it turns out already.
And then you just put some magnesium in.
Yep.
Magnificent? No, it's not. But it is magnesium.
Nagari. Just say
Nagari.
And what would that do? You could put that in. Beef and nagari.
The magnesium is, Nagari is really good for you because it's been used for thousands of years in Japan. It's in all the soy food and all the stuff. Yeah, it's called Nagari. One recipe, right? So when you're making the standard cakes and cooking them in the oven, you can't do anything else really with the mix. But this way, you know, white chocolate, dark chocolate, mousses, everything. If you watch when I put this in, how the flavour changes again.
Would this still be for a cake or just a mousse or?
No, it'll be a mousse or a cake. That's molasses, blackstrap molasses. In a loaf.
So this is the loaf.
Yeah.
Gonna zoom in there and get a little shot.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I've got to keep it on. So, yeah. I'm putting a fair bit on just to get it almost. Now,
Very nice.
Young.
very, very good for you because it's extremely high in electrolytes and you're not cooking it as well.
Was it this chocolate you put in?
Yeah, I can put that anyway, that's for you.
So it was just powder, was it?
Oh, powder here.
Oh, okay, got it. I didn't.
Under there.
Okay.
All you got to do is add more cacao and more fruit to that to get a chocolate cake out of it.
So by adding water, you've got the changing colour again, and now it becomes a mousse.
See?
Yeah.
The difference?
It's a
Put
mousse.
that into a cake and you got a mousse.
Add coconut flour and it's a cake.
Oh, probably about half a cup.
So you just make it blacker and blacker.
Yeah. And you get the taste now. We can wash this for you.
So this is just doing it to colour and consistency. By the
That is consistency of that.
Charlie,
That's the chocolate.
the chocolate factory shot here.
Yeah, this is the end product of the process you've gone through. You can obviously see that's very, very similar to the chocolate you'll get in the shop. Cooked chocolate. This has no dairy, gluten-free, wheat-free, sugar-free, dairy-free, yeast-free, grain-free, soy-free, flour-free and egg-free.
Wow.
No poisons in it at all. No artificial colours or flavours. And what's the reaction? There you go, Lynette, what do you think?
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, no, I was on this pathway. I've always been. But now.
It's killer. Because of course I'm a dark chocolate fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in at the market.
Fantastic.
And as you can see, it looks like chocolate.
It is delicious.